Hi everyone, I want to talk about the IT degree again. So this is what I think is the best part about an information technology degree. And that is this. You are in a kind of wide open degree where people going into this could get into vastly different fields. Things I'm trying to cover in my videos about jobs you can get with an IT degree. So you're going from people who are interested in UIs and design to people who think networking is cool, to people that like programming, and people that like servers. And basically anything in technology, think AR, VR. You can do that with an information technology degree. Any cool technology out there, it's kind of sort of covered in the information technology degree, at least lightly, and you can definitely get into it with that degree. So what makes this really cool is you will be around people that have very varied interests, and that will kind of help you along the way as you move up through the degree, because a lot of people do an information technology degree because they think they want to do something technical, but they don't really know what. They know they like computers or some type of technology, but they're not really sure what role fits them the best. And that is what's so good about an information technology degree, is it allows you to feel out these different spaces. It gives you classes that you can take in a lot of different areas. Some of them are required and some of them are electives. And if you go to a good university like I did, you will have professors that are willing to talk about these different fields. And I personally love talking about pretty much all of them. So that's good for more reasons than just it being open. That exposure to people that have these interests will sometimes help you decide if you are like that other person. And if you are, they might be able to help you get further into what it is that you're doing. If they're super into Unity or some kind of game engine, and you see it and you think it's cool, they can give you the tips as a student to help you kind of get started with it. And then you can walk that path and sort of figure out, is this something that I like, or should I try walking a different path? And maybe I should try talking to another person that's really into this other thing. This person really likes networking. Maybe I should talk to them and see what they love so much about it. Now, this is cool on top of that because there are a lot of areas in IT that are very strongly interconnected. For instance, I was very into coding, very into development. But coding alone, just knowing how to code, doesn't actually get you as far as you might think. There's a lot of implementation around writing code that if I just write code that runs on my own machine, well, probably no one's ever going to see it. I'm going to have to do a little bit more work than that. And that's one thing I did when I was in my degree, is that I'm like, I want my code to actually be viewable and be usable by people. I want people to judge my creations. I don't want to just watch it myself and say, oh, that was cool. No. And so one thing that helped me was talking to people who knew things about web servers and knew things about networking. They could help me actually set that up. And in that, I got the experience to where I can actually implement these things, and I do it in my career today. Had I not spoken with those people, had I not enlisted their help, I wouldn't know how to do that when I need to in my real job today, and I have had to do that in my real job. And you may learn that although you're super passionate about one thing, you also like this other thing, and that can lead you to your niche. That can lead you to kind of the thing that might work well for you. For instance, I liked coding, development, but I also thought it was really cool that I could set up my own server and how servers worked. So that sort of led me down the path of web-based programming might really be the way that I want to consider going, and it is the way that I ended up going. Beyond that, I now basically develop on a cloud-based platform. There are networking concepts that play heavily into that. You might think the cloud means you don't have to worry about networks, but considering that things are on local networks and you are out in the cloud, there is actually work that you have to do with that. So my conversations with these people that went into different areas than I did were immensely helpful to me. Another thing that helped was I knew someone who was very in love with Linux, and I think that's what he's doing today. He works with Linux servers, and talking to him, he helped me to learn the Linux command line just enough to be able to use it. I'm still no expert, but there's a big difference between not knowing it at all and knowing it enough to get something simple done. When you are doing, software development, you really do need to know the Linux command line well enough, in a lot of cases, to be able to get something done. It's not that difficult, but without that conversation, I may not have been able to do some of the things I needed to do. So this is also true for some other degrees. I'd say this is definitely true for computer science. Some of these people I'm talking about were actually computer science majors. But try to use this as an opportunity when you're doing your IT degree or whatever other technology degree that fits this bill to use these other people, let them help you and help them with the things that you think you're interested in and that you know about. And if you don't know anything, don't feel bad. The main trap that you can kind of fall into when you're doing a degree like this is to look at someone else and see that they know this thing and they seem good at it and think, well, darn, I'm not good at anything. I don't have a thing. Because a lot of times that's not actually true. We just don't tend to give ourselves credit for what we can do. And if you really do feel like that is the real case, then fine, this is your opportunity. Talk to these other people, find that thing. You may have this feeling, well, okay, I like this, but I'll always be behind that other person. Who cares? Get good at it, If you like it, you like it. And just because there's someone else out there that that's better at it than you are, or that seems like they like it more than you do, that doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Let me tell you something about college. That person that likes the same thing that you like, that you figured it out because they helped you to figure it out, who you might think, well, they're definitely going to get the job before me. They're going to go get a job, and you're going to go get a job, and chances are you're probably not really going to interact much after that unless you really work to keep up. So try not to worry about other people knowing more than you or seeming like they know exactly what they want to do and you're kind of lost. Use it as an opportunity because that is a big opportunity, and I don't think all other degrees are quite as wide-reaching as the information technology degree is. So anyway, I hope this advice helps. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you really like it, you can subscribe to my channel, and have a good night.